Okay, Alex.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Father John, for asking me to speak about the All-American Council. So 3 weeks ago in mid-July, I was blessed to participate in the All-American Council of the Orthodox Church in America, the OCA, an important church-wide gathering that normally takes place every 3 years. There have been 21 All-American Councils since 1970, when the OCA was granted its autocephaly, which is full self-governance. There were additionally 13 councils before the granting of autocephaly, stretching back to 1907. Why, you might ask, is the All-American Council important? Because, to quote the OCA statute, it is the highest legislative and administrative authority within the church. The council brings together the various elements of the church to bear witness to her identity, unity, and mission, end quote. The council participants include all the bishops of the church. All the parishes may send delegates, including their priest and a lay representative, and monasteries and seminaries also send their delegates. Additional delegates include the members of the Metropolitan Council, the Auditing Committee, and the Preconciliar Commission. While the OCA has some 700 churches throughout the US, Canada, and Mexico, not all are able to send representatives. This year's council, which was well attended, had some 600 delegates, along with nearly 170 observers and 165 youth participants for whom a special program takes place concurrently with the council. So the total participation was nearly 1,000 people. The All-American Council is empowered to adopt and amend the statute, nominate candidates for the office of Metropolitan when we have such an election, approve and implement church-wide initiatives with regard to the missionary, educational, financial, and philanthropic activities of the church, provide for financial support of the church, consider and act upon resolutions, receive reports from the metropolitan church officers, institutions, departments, commissions, committees, offices, and boards of the church, and elect members of the Metropolitan Council and the Pension Board. So at the council this year, which was held in Phoenix, there was a couple of statute amendments that were proposed, but they were not approved. The only resolution approved provided for the funding of church-wide programs, the work of the Holy Synod and Metropolitan Council, as well as the Central Chancery. And this according to the proportional giving funding formula adopted at recent councils and no longer using the per capita assessment that was previously in place for decades. However, while the council's resolutions and decisions are important, there are other aspects of each council that are perhaps equally significant, which is to come together in Christian fellowship, to find the right direction for the church in unity, to pray together and commune together during the services conducted during the council, and to manifest, and thus to manifest the unity of the church. I have had the honor of participating in 16 of these councils since 1977, and I must say that each one uplifted and inspired me, and I believe that the church is strengthened as every council. As I have written in historical accounts, I believe that the councils are the lifeline of the Orthodox Church in America because of the crucial decisions that they make, and that the church's life proceeds in a sense from council to council. If you should have the opportunity to attend an All-American Council, I would encourage it. It is a worthwhile experience. This year's council also commemorated two important individuals. As this year is the centennial anniversary of the repose of Saint Tikhon, enlightener of North America, Patriarch and Confessor of Moscow. So as part of the council, there was a presentation on St. Tikhon by the author of a soon-to-be published first extensive biography of St. Tikhon in English, followed by a panel discussion. The second commemoration was devoted to St. Olga of Alaska, North America's newest saint, who was glorified in Alaska in June. Solemn hierarchical services with the presence of her relics for veneration were held during the council to celebrate her church-wide glorification. I won't keep you any longer here, but if you would like to learn more about the All-American Council, to hear audio recordings of the plenary sessions, to watch the services celebrated during the council, as well as daily video highlights, to view many photographs and to read the council minutes, documents, and related materials, go to the OCA website. There's also historical information on all the previous councils going back to 1907. Now, if you come to the hall for coffee hour, I have there on a table some photos from the historical display on St. Tikhon that was prepared for exhibition during the council. And I would also like to read to you an inspiring account of an encounter St. Tikhon had with Alaskans during one of his many archpastoral journeys across the continent. And this encounter took place at a most unusual location. And this provides insight into the saintliness of this hierarch. And I would be glad to answer any questions you might have about the All-American Council here now or later in the parish hall. Thank you.
Any questions?
You should mention that St. Tikhon was in Alaska before it became Patriarch of Moscow.
Oh yeah, I'll mention that in the hall. That'll be obvious, yes.
Well, think about whether you have any questions so that you could ask Alex later when he is generously sharing his time with us. You know, we may not be aware of Alex's role in the church as the archivist of the OCA, but